You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geekio.
Now for a lesson.
Konbanwa, Anime Otaku Show e yokoso. Good evening. Welcome to the Anime Otaku Show.
You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean.
Remember, we will be discussing all episodes up to the ones we talk about tonight. Anata go sopora o kinishi nanara soyo. If you don't mind spoilers, welcome.
Go beyond! Plus!
Oh yeah! It is that time again, folks. Konbanwa, minasan. This is the Anime Otaku Show, episode number 38. Jesus, we're almost 40. Then someone didn't update the numbers.
How dare
Now they know we're reading from a script. Damn it! We can edit this part out in post, right?
There's three different numbers.
What's post?
Hi,
you
post.
are definitely muted, Raul, because I'm only picking you up through Josh's mic.
Exactly.
Okay, no, never mind. It's actually 38.
So are we good now? Is math our friend once more?
Yes,
Math has never been our friend. Let's be real, guys.
That's very true. That's so true.
Tell me how it can be a 1 and a 0 at the same time.
Fucking imaginary numbers. Anyways, speaking of imaginary things, I'm your host for this evening, Josh Bamboo Pacifier McGrath, and joining me in this week's magical world of anime is Carrie. I excavated it, Wilcox.
Yo.
Justin, I will pay you for them. Carol.
That's me. I love that kid.
Just like I'm sure that guy is going to have permanent impressions of those coins in his palm now.
For the rest of his life. He doesn't need
just
tattoos.
The coins in his palm. They're just there forever.
And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, coming to you live in real time. Raul, no, I'm Ultraman, Garza.
Hello.
Live from New York, Florida. It's shit.
When he's like, I'm Ultraman. No, I'm Ultraman.
Spider-Man meme. .jpg.
Quick side note. I finally saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Man, I still haven't seen that movie, and
we also have that Blu-ray, Justin.
I know. I'm in pretty desperate need to watch it eventually. So
we're gonna have to watch that and My Hero Academia 2 Heroes when Justin comes over. What do we do?
What are we gonna do about that?
Order pizza again?
I guess. Just not. Oh man, I recently had Jets Pizza for the first time. That stuff is astoundingly good.
You know what? We need chicken nuggets.
That's never a bad thing to have, to be honest.
Dino nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
I think specifically he means Justin's chicken nuggets.
We can get a dino cookie cutter.
Good point.
This
Good
is
point.
true. Homemade dino chicken nuggets, the real adult treat.
Oh boy.
Speaking of treats, tonight we're going to be talking about new shows.
Finally.
Because everything else has gone the way of the dodo for the season.
Sad.
In some cases, yes.
Like Mob Psycho was astounding. Still one of the best damn shows I've ever
finale
seen.
With the actual subwoofer on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found out that our subwoofer got turned off somehow, and we left it off for like months.
Jeez.
So none of Mob Psycho 100 got watched with the subwoofer on.
Aww.
So yeah, tonight we are going to be talking about Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Season 1, Episode 1, Cruelty. And Season 1, Episode 2, Trainer Sakonji Urokodaki. We are also dipping into the fruits basket with its brand new, very arrogantly proclaimed first season.
I mean, well, it's arrogantly claimed because they already have more than one season planned and confirmed.
Yes, planned, and I'm sure they're going to get it because it's Fruits Basket.
It's Fruits Basket.
It's just the fact that they had the balls to put it there in the first place. You know,
I appreciate the cojones on those anime creators and the logo creators. They know what's up. They know what they're coming about with.
What Up is Season 1, Episode 1, See You After School, which that title still makes no goddamn sense to me. And Season 1, Episode 2, They're All Animals. Absolute animals! And, yeah. We also looking at Ultraman, the Netflix original anime. You keep on using this word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
I mean, in America, it does, and it was only on Netflix in Japan. No other site streamed it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it might actually be a Netflix original.
Yeah, it's produced, so it's not. They ain't wrong about it this time.
We got Season 1, Episode 1, and Season 1, Episode 2, Episode 2.
They're names for these.
As far as I know, there are actually episode titles. I think I have to go look them up though.
You know what? It's okay. It's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, I got some things to say about that. It's
coming in at some surprise, we've got One Punch Man, Season 2, Episode 1/Episode 13, because they kept counting for some reason. The Hero's Return, or Return of the Hero, whichever way you want to slice it. Yeah.
I sure didn't watch that episode. I guess I didn't read the most recent version of the Google Doc.
It's okay.
I don't have Hulu either.
It's okay. We thought we didn't either.
Oh no.
Yeah, the funny thing about suspending your Hulu account is apparently it just starts billing you again after a while.
Nice. Good job, Hulu. Superb customer service.
Right? I would just fucking cancel it, but oh wait, now I can't.
Well, we'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah, we'll see how long this lasts, because,
is that, with the acquisition of Disney, they might be getting more Marvel stuff, so.
I mean, I don't know how much that has a direct correlation with One Punch Man.
Yeah, I got Hulu for like 2 months, and I'm like, I don't use it. There's nothing on it that I really want. I mean, I use Netflix more.
We used Hulu for a while to watch a metric shit ton of the X-Files, but now we're just back on that Netflix grind. Either way, let's talk about anime, because that's what we're here for.
Hells yeah. So we just want to work our way down, or do we want to get some things out of the way and save time for other things?
Maybe we should take a quick break.
Oh,
yeah, sure. Go
fine.
ahead.
Pander to the sponsors.
Yes, we enjoy our sponsors here on the Geek.io network.
Inserting a break here that you live listeners don't have to deal with.
You get to hear us.
There you go. There's that audio spike there.
I think
it's funny that we say that there's a break there and the live audio people don't have to see that, but we're just sitting here not talking. It's still a break.
I mean, The thing is that they get to watch us dick around instead of listening to an ad.
This is true, and we are our dicking around is pretty legendary.
So say we all.
Docs. That's annoying.
And welcome back. If you want an ad-free experience, give us money. No, I mean seriously.
$1 a month gets you an ad-free master feed.
She knows the
Delicious,
deal.
delicious free stuff.
I mean, it's not free. They're paying $1 for it.
There are worse things you could spend $1 on. So, yeah. What do we want to tackle first, ladies and
And
gentlemen?
just start from the top down and let's go.
Okay, so Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I called it. Did I not call it?
I was sold before the opening sequence at the end of the episode rolled.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was sold when you said yokai anime with cool, cool, unique art style.
Above all else, it is a beautiful anime.
UFO table, they know what they're doing.
I
But-
definitely was reading it as ufotable.
I always
Ufotable.
let's see what they pronunciation. Let's see how they say it. Let's see.
So yeah, like we knew from the very beginning the family was dead, right?
Yeah. Showing how perfect and happy they were all together in a show called Demon Hunter. Or Demon Slayer, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the writing's kind of on the wall there.
In blood.
In blood.
Yeah, over there, and over there.
Oh, look, I found a pinky.
Maybe it's ufotable.
The world
I
may
have
never
no
know.
idea. How do they say? Come on, Japan. Tell me how to say this.
So we've got a hardworking main character.
Super hardworking.
I mean, like carrying coal into town, and it's like everybody
Everybody knows
him.
this kid.
Yeah, everyone knows this kid because it's the guy that brings the coal in that keeps everything warm.
And also, he's the guy who fixed that guy's shoji sliding door. He's the guy who sniffed out the true culprit of breaking the vase. He's the guy who helped so-and-so with their food that one time.
He's the guy.
Yeah,
He's your go-getter. He's a good kid.
Oh, and someone with a very good sense of smell, like creepily, like good sense of smell.
Like, supernatural sense of smell.
Yeah, about that. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out with this kid with a massive scar on the top of his head from reasons unknown.
Oh no. Oh no, he has fire. Oh wait, no, he doesn't. according to the OP, he's got that good water slash boy. Gosh, I really liked. Oh man,
my fucking god, we can get to that in a hot minute.
yeah. Okay.
So real solid first episode.
Yeah, real solid first episode. The little sister is the best Emoto currently in this season of anime. She deserves all of the head pats and all of the head kicks.
Oh,
She gives all the head kicks.
oh
I
wait,
was
wait.
gonna say.
Receives head pats, gives out head kicks.
Okay, yeah. We got to get into that one real quick, but that's the next episode. But holy crap.
Loving the music. The music director for this is
Music
gotta find
direction
this.
is phenomenal. When that minor key choir kicks in,
it's
it is
good.
instant. Oh, something real bad has
Oh,
either gone down or is about to go down. And I'm so
Of
ready
fucking
for
course.
it.
It's Yuki Kaijura. She does everything that's all let's see, all the famous things that she's done. She did the stuff for Fate Zero, Erased, all the music for Madoka Magica, Sword Art Online, Fist of the North Star, Legends of the True Savior, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. Oh man, she's done a lot.
She got a pedigree,
She has a pedigree. She
and
did all
not the
music
Grand
for
Crest
Hotline.
style of pedigree.
Yeah, sorry again.
It's okay. I give you
Um,
shit lovingly.
Yeah, she does a lot. Oh man, she also did the music for the two of the Xenosaga games. She's very good at what she does. Yuki Kaijura is fantastic. People will call me a plebeian for saying that, but I literally could give zero shits about it. Also, the other person that's doing the music direction for this is Go Shina, and Go Shina is the person who is most famous for their work in the Tales of series and the God Eater series. Did a lot of work for Namco Bandai. So yeah,
Very cool.
I like this a lot.
Yeah, no, the sound direction is spot on. The music choices are fantastic. Like that first episode felt like the start of a movie.
That's
Yeah.
because Ufotable is very good at what they do, I guess.
Clearly. But yeah, so we get this nice setup of this otherwise relatively normal world in, backwater, slightly rural, slightly not so distant past Japan. And here there be monsters.
Yeah, and they're not like super grotesque monsters. They are just humans turned into evil-looking humans.
Like a lot of the, traditional yokai are.
Yeah. It's it's funny because the character design for the demon of the second episode is hilarious in some ways. My wife was very, very disconcerted by the head walking on arms. That was great. I'm coming for you.
Were you just trying to?
It's hilarious. We both about cried laughing when we saw it. She was like, "Ah, oh god, that's great." Yeah, that I could watch the GIF of Nezuko kicking off that demon's head over and over and over again. It's great. It's just 2 frames. Shoop, boop, shoop, boop, shoop, boop. It's great. It's wonderful.
Like
Set
at
it up
first,
like a Pong gif.
Yeah.
like at first you think that she's just going to like kick the guy off of him, but no.
I think that's what she was aiming for.
She's too strong. She's too strong.
But we gotta give props. I forget who the main character's name.
Tanjiro. And
Tanjiro.
that fight at the end of the first episode with Giyu Tomioka was fantastic.
Yeah.
Really
Animation
was.
there was fantastic. The character design for Giyu is great. The way his eyes look like solid, and then when it's an anime trope, of course, but when he gets the dynamic, he gets them pupils. It's effective for reasons,
Also, again, Tanjiro, this man has lived in this mountain all his life. He knows the terrain and how to use it.
Also just kicks ass because he can smell real good.
And he almost took out the Demon Slayer.
Yeah, he almost did. That hatchet throw. I always appreciate somebody who uses a hatchet to fight.
I also appreciate them showing him as an inexperienced kid.
Yeah. But also simultaneously smart enough about where he is to be a crafty little bastard.
Yeah, like he's learning as he develops, but he's not an instant combat prodigy.
Yeah, he's no new type.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to excuse me. I'm looking forward to seeing where a lot of the stuff goes because believe it or not, I haven't read this manga series.
Oh my god!
It's sad that when we start a new series that you've recommended us, Justin, I pretty much assume that you've read the manga unless you say otherwise.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong.
So I mean, it seems like he needs someone to train under.
I mean, apparently this old dude has the same man, I sniff real good, my dudes, kind of abilities, which is an underappreciated sense in anime.
It really is, and little peek behind the preference curtain here. This elderly master had an instantly recognizable voice.
Oh, of course.
So I was very happy to see that my old buddy Deneb was going to be joining me this season.
Oh wait, he's also Deneb?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I mean, he's famous for so many things.
Oh, he's one of those voices.
Yeah.
There was a guy that we thought was Toshihiko Seki for a minute, but then we looked it up and it was just a guy who was channeling him.
The second episode demon.
Oh yeah.
He had that shouty boy to him. But yeah, just it's pretty straightforward. Plain to see what series I am most excited for this season.
I mean, that's completely to be understandable and completely appreciated.
Yeah, there was a part in the second episode where he's sniffing out his training was to go. He followed the masked what do we want to call him? Masked trainer?
Kamen Sensei.
Yes. He follows him into the woods surrounding the mountain, and then make it back, and he just vanishes into the mist. And
Ninja vanish.
yeah, he starts walking back, and he starts setting off traps.
I mean, it's a weird thing, but also a funny thing. It's funny because I like halfway appreciate the fact that Jiraiya Sensei is playing a straight-faced character this time instead of complete and total hilarious pervy ninja, right?
Yeah.
Deneb and Jiraiya were the same voice actor?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Otsuka Hochu.
And then what's great is that he can smell the traps, but he doesn't have the agility to dodge them all.
Oh Lord, he tries. Oh Lord, the animation on some of those dodging scenes, very good.
The
where the
those.
camera like follows him through and
Yeah, I am intensely appreciative of how well Ufotable does their CGI work. It's hard to tell. It was funny because I was on the anime subreddit and they were talking about the fact that maybe we should just call this switch in between good CGI and good 2D animation to bamboo animation. It's like, well, I can't. You know what? You're not wrong.
That was a damn good sequence with damn good cinematography. Like that shot would be impressive in live action.
Exactly. So,
and that's the thing is like they're kind of approaching the cinematography from a live action point of view, like a live action cinematic style, and it shows.
Right.
Also, can we just appreciate? Fuck, I forgot her name already. Little sister in the basket.
Yeah, Nezuko, Basket-chan. She's the cutest thing in the world. That little part where she
pacifier.
where she just
oh no, she's turned into a mole.
Oh god, she turned into a mole. I just love the fact that he is all head pats all day. Nezuko must protect until she just does everything herself.
Must protect until he can turn her back.
Oh god. So, man, people can obviously tell that I'm having a hard time describing how excited I am to actually have the series go well. I didn't have a lot of doubts as to the quality of this season, to be honest, because it's ufotable and I like everything that they have done. But man, this is really exceeding my expectations, and I'm pretty damn happy about that.
Right?
And
it's a nice treat.
And yay for unique art styles.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, I cannot wait for that water dragon sword bullshit.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit.
That Ukiyo-e inspired water effect is just give it to me. Give it to me now.
Give it to me now, senpai.
Also, I'm really looking forward to meeting the supporting cast. The guy with the boar's head.
Yeah, there's
I don't know why, but I want to know what this guy's deal is.
desire to know more intensifies.
Like the blonde guy, okay, all right, he's got lightning powers, he's probably gonna be okay. But the boarhead dude, dude, what is your story? Come to me.
There's this out of context picture of somebody in Kimetsu no Yaiba. Is one of the people that you see. It's like a shadowy figure, but I can recognize him by his hair. That's if there's a hole, I want to enter into it. Completely out of context. It's fantastic.
Oh dear.
Oh my.
Indeed. So
there's that. I mean, we could talk more about it, but we've already said everything that we can. It's very good. And I'm very happy that it's here. It's the show this season that I could recommend to pretty much everyone. It's got good animation. It's got good characters. It's somewhat wholesome. It's got your daily dose of hyperviolence. It's fantastic.
It's got it all. It's got it all.
I am okay with Lisa, the lady who sings the opening theme. It's kind of rote now, I guess you could say. I know some of her stuff is good, some of her stuff is decent. She is literally I write anime music kind of music artist, but that's just a thing in Japan, so I've gotten used to that. I appreciate it for the value that she gives. But
you know who I would love to see do a theme for this show? Fucking Wagaki Band.
Yeah, Wagaki Band. Yeah, that would be pretty fucking awesome.
That would fit pretty perfectly.
Yeah,
let's cross our fingers.
Right. I guess what else? Not much else about that show. Let's move on to the next one, I guess.
Yeah, and until we get more of it, there's nothing more we can say about it.
Yeah,
it's
other than more praise.
Yeah, just watch it, and it's Shonen Jump at its finest. I'm kind of sad that nobody else watched The Promised Neverland, but it was a good adaptation of a very good Shonen Jump manga. I hope that people get to talking about it for that next season because that's already been confirmed.
Oh wow! Okay,
Either
so
way.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Definitely not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh actually pointed out something about the
splash art.
Yeah, the splash art for it.
For what?
For the
Promised Neverland. As we were scrolling through Crunchyroll the other day, it's like, oh, they're standing on a dinner plate. God damn it.
Yes, that's correct. So, either way, next show. Are we talking about Fruits Basket next, or are we talking about Ultraman?
Fruits Basket.
Okay. I am really happy with the changes that they made to this. I am happy with all of the discussions that the anime studio had with the author. Gosh, I can't remember her name right now.
Natsuki Fujikawa, I believe.
So they're changing the role of the cat, right?
No, it's still the same.
Now, see, this version that is starting now is a more faithful adaptation. The original one apparently went way off the rails.
Yeah, it did.
Takaya Natsuki.
Oh, I was not close at all.
Did we have another situation with Fullmetal Alchemist and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Yeah, this is a proper manga adaptation, and so I did some digging on this because I like Fruits Basket was the first shoujo manga that I read almost all of when I was younger. Carrie knows. She let me borrow most of her volumes of it.
Yep, because I read this like as soon as a volume came out, I bought it, and my aunt and I read it together.
Yeah,
and we would have hardcore shipping discussions about the perks of the various ships.
My wife was also a big fan of the series, so she was more than happy to watch it with me, which is grand. So to talk more about that, the director of the anime and the anime production staff talked to Takaya and talked about the fact that her art is dated and that they needed to give it a good update into modern anime history, give it stronger, modern shoujo feels while keeping with the spirit of the original manga. It's fantastic changes. All of the changed voice actors all sound fantastic in their roles.
Yeah, they
They're-
didn't overdo it.
And the art changes were really subtle. Like it still looks like her art, just a more updated version of it. Except in the first episode, Shigure looked weird for the first couple scenes, and then he's fine.
Yeah, I think that might be on purpose. I also do like the fact that they showed him in his suit form. I could say it was it's great. I am
You like Kimono Man in his suit.
Kimono Man in his suit is great.
I will say this show is going to wind up being a master course in some things from manga do not translate well into animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I love the manga. Sometimes I want my fluffy shoujo manga. The whole because there are scenes in the manga where it's just a page or most of a page of somebody standing there and their clothes are billowing and they're saying a really dramatic line. That doesn't translate well into animation.
And quite honestly, it doesn't have to. It's better that, I mean, in this case, I mean, I'm honestly biased towards the source material because I'm a filthy manga reader. But anything that keeps with authenticity between the two, even if it doesn't translate well, it's still fine. I'm glad that they didn't remove the feel of the scene by doing something else.
Yeah, but
that makes
there's
sense.
something inherently silly about the pretty boy standing there, his hair and clothes rippling in the wind with sparkles behind him, and none of the bamboo in the background is even budging.
It's drama for shoujo drama's sake.
See,
Also, go ahead.
This
Sorry, go ahead.
program
Oh, you
brought
go
to
ahead,
you
sorry.
by Shoujo Vision.
See,
As long
I
as his
like
hands
it.
aren't huge.
Yeah, I like it in the manga, but in the anime, it almost feels like it's coming on a little bit too strong. Like, just have him stop walking and do a dramatic pan and move on. Don't stop the action of the scene for several seconds for the delivery of one line. That being said, this is almost panel for panel from what I remember. Granted, I
Yeah.
can't compare because this series for me fell victim to what Justin's and my groups of friends, I know it was Joe and me. I don't know if I explained this to you, Justin. What we called the 2-volume curse, which is where, hey, I found this really cool manga. You should read it. I'll let you borrow the first 2 volumes. So you borrow those 2 volumes, you return them. Man, I want to read the rest. You buy volume 3, volume 4, and so on. And you go back to find volume 1 and 2 to complete your collection. You can never fucking find them again. And so your collection of that series is forever missing 1 and 2. And for me, it was Laura lending me volumes 1 and 2. So I never got them. And then for, I think it was Joe and Tsubasa Chronicle, he never got volumes 1 and 2 because I lent them to him.
Blown out. I don't start manga collections unless I have the first 2 volumes. So
Yeah, see, that's a testament to how much I enjoyed this series growing up is, oh, I can only afford volume 3. I want to keep reading it. Fuck buying 1 and 2. I've read those. I'm a buy volume 3.
it was at that point where I was already heavy into the I am dirt fucking broke. I am in a lower class family. Neither of my parents have jobs right now. I'm going to school on Pell Grant, but God, I need to read manga. That was like my full-on Stop Tasmo days. I just read manga wherever I could find it. So now that,
I remember that site.
yeah, because Naruto fan was a thieving piece of garbage man. That's neither here nor there. But now that I'm an adult and I have money, I buy anime when I can. I buy manga series when I can buy manga series.
Legit. Please support the official release.
So this series is pretty much the light version of June and Tyson, right?
I knew somebody was gonna make a joke. I was just wondering who was gonna be the first person to make
I
the
mean,
joke about the
it's-
Chinese Zodiac War.
It's Juni Taisen shipping wars.
Yeah, God,
It's just instead of dying, you get eliminated from the shipping schedule.
Carrie, desire to spoil things on accident is so fucking high, and I'm holding back so hard.
Yeah, these first two episodes, very similar, or almost like Carrie was saying, shot for shot for the manga, but it's actually shot to shot for the original anime. Like, I know the first few episodes are just going to be updates to the original one.
Yeah, it did. The first anime didn't go off the rails until later, I think, because they had to
Yeah.
wrap up for their 12 question mark episode run.
Yes. One thing I wish that they would have left in the version that I first saw, they edited out the mother's cigarette in the picture. No, I'm just like,
Ooh,
no, I'm not saying that as a bad thing or anything. I'm just saying something I noticed because little things like that. Because she's like this, and I remember when I first saw it, she wasn't holding anything. Then when I went back to watch it again, the proper Japanese version, she's holding a cigarette between her fingers.
Well,
At least it wasn't a lollipop.
Yeah,
That's,
at least it wasn't a lollipop. Yeah.
that's Kyoko for you. She's a person who existed.
I'm trying to remember if they show what her background is in the.
Oh yes, they do. In the manga, they absolutely do, and it is something else.
I'm trying to think if they did in these first two episodes.
No.
You don't get flashbacks on her until later, but you
Okay.
do get them.
Okay, so yeah, main character living in the
woods.
Living
woods.
in a van down by the river.
You're not too far off. She is such a ball of positivity and determination.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if she didn't, she would kind of just stop functioning, given that she lost her dad, she lost her mom. Her family argued in front of her about, I want her less than you do, so you take her. And her grandfather, who eventually took her in, cannot remember her name.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
And instead of asking her friends to help her, because they totally would, she decides not to burden them and sleeps in a tent in the woods on somebody else's private property.
Japanese school children just think of the best shit ever. That was a song from Justin Daniel Carroll.
And
Somebody clip that, please.
talking about private property, it belongs to a very peculiar family.
A very fucking rich family.
All this money. Oh God, I don't know what to do with this money.
Have a few shokugekis.
Also, I guess, have enough money to hypnotize people whenever they find out your family secrets.
Hypnotism. Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, hypnotism called
Fucking magic and shit.
yeah.
Like, I think that's something that's always kind of low-key bothered me about that is these are people who turn into fucking animals when they're hugged. But they have to write off the memory wiping as hypnotism.
That may have been for Toru's sake. Or it could be magic hypnotism.
So all
They
of the
fucking
characters,
murdered those kids. I mean, what?
I think like what was I say? I had something on the tip of my tongue. All the characters are really good. I really enjoy it. And is it Karu? The main character.
Toru. Toru Honda.
Yeah, Toru. Her friends, the evil energy girl, and the Yankee.
She's a Yankee.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are the only characters that really matter to me in this series.
They are fantastic.
Oh, and then you have the fan club that tried to
Fuck those bitches.
yeah, it's like you
That is why the two friends are the only thing that matter.
Don't fuck those bitches. That's what they want.
Look, what they want to do with Mr. Nailbat is completely up to them.
Harsh.
Oh yeah.
Boy. Anime, am I right, guys?
Anime.
So yeah, I mean, episode 2 was good. I mean, I'm in full disclosure. When it comes to shoujo anime, usually characters like Kyo aren't my, enjoyed character archetypes, but I hold a special place for Kyo because he's such a good boy.
I think it's because
He's a cat.
It's because he instantly actually gets emotion rather than just being the cold jackass
Stoic,
for most of the series. Like you actually see him getting those showing those tsundere tendencies a little.
Right.
So and
Early.
with Kyo and is it the mouse
Yuki.
Yuki.
They're on different sides. One wants to be included and one wants to get out.
Yeah, it's the dichotomy that works.
Yeah, because especially because it's the rat, and the rat is like the favored zodiac sign, and go figure, the zodiac person that you are in this family determines the treatment that you get. So he's fucking smothered in it.
Right.
And it's like Elvira and her pets, how you see them clawing and scratching to try and get away. And then the cat having been locked out of everything, you can guess how involved Kyo is in family functions.
Right.
So he sees a fence with everybody else on the other side of it, and they're not letting him in, and he just wants to be where everyone else is.
I wanna be where the people are.
Wait, Gary, did you just make a 90s Tiny Toons reference?
Yes.
Just keep it down the hole.
Oh God.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage.
I mean, that's kind of appropriate, really.
Yeah, that's definitely why I said it.
Yeah.
Bless this show.
I do love Yuki's over-exaggerated JoJoing during the flashbacks where they show him like the Utena style shadow figure.
Tiptoe away.
Princely shuffling. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love that they even, because like they even brought those in from the manga.
It was
the little side notes.
I can't wait till it diverges away from what I know from the original.
Yeah, because basically
you'll get to see how much of an asshole someone is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, because basically where things went off the rails in the original anime is where shit started getting good in the manga.
Right.
Because, well, I guess we'll see when we get there. Because I think the original anime, was it 12 episodes or 26?
I thought it was 12. I could be wrong.
But yeah, we'll just see where it goes. Well, Josh and Carrie know the manga, so they know where it's going. But for someone like me who has just seen the original anime,
keep in mind it's also been 14 years since I've seen this show. So, I mean, I know a lot of the major story points, but some of the stuff I'm literally not going to remember.
Yeah, but still, look, it's a good adaptation so far. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, this won't be a drop for me because it's a show that me and my wife are watching together. So that's how
It's
it works.
tolerable so far.
Yeah. Josh, is there a shoujo series that you are actually particularly fond of at all, or no?
I didn't watch a whole lot of shoujo.
Yeah.
Did
slash
you ever
read a whole lot of shoujo.
Did you ever watch any Sailor Moon with Chris?
Yes, but that's Toku. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah. Literally, my wife said while we were watching Ultraman, it's like, oh, he's got his own magical girl transformation. It's like,
Yeah.
that's
Where do you
great.
think they got it
Where
from?
do you think they got that from?
Yeah. As I'm sure he'll lambast me for, the next time he's actually on. I was hesitant about Fruits Basket going into it because I did not have a good experience with it when it was first out. My little sister, bless her heart, loved the shit out of it, and I had a highly allergic reaction to Laura Bailey's voice back then.
I love her.
To her performance in that particular show, we should specify.
Yes.
Because
it was definitely not her best work.
Because now she's like legit one of the most talented female voice actors.
Yes. Now, then it was like nails on a chalkboard for me.
Yeah.
Also,
I could not stand that show because of that character.
Also, there's something to be said for shifting aesthetics. The voice acting aesthetic, like, standards for dub work were very different back then than they are now.
You mean non-existent?
Like, back then, pretty much everything I watched dubbed was either Cowboy Bebop, and therefore good, or shrill and screechy as fuck.
A Trigun had very good dubbing, thankfully.
That's because they had Johnny Young Bosch.
I never actually saw the Trigun dub. I only ever saw it subbed, so I can't speak for that one. Like I said, this is just the stuff that I personally saw dubbed.
Yeah.
Outlaw Star had a good dub.
Hello,
Did
Demon.
have a good job. People keep on saying hi to people, and I'm like, oh wait, that's the reason why, because I'm not on Twitch, because it makes my computer slow down. Oh, I need a new PC.
Yes, you do. So yeah, anything more after Oh yeah, I love Shigure's little zodiac rocks.
Yeah, they're adorable.
They're so cute.
Now I want my wife to make some of those because she's an artist. And that's
I don't want to be under the sign of the dog. I want to be
dude.
I want to be the cat.
I am horse, and horses in Juni Tyson was the worst. Horse in this is okay.
I'm rabbit, but when I was little, I was very angry that there wasn't a cat in the zodiac. Also, Demon says to get on Twitch on your phone and get in chat.
Wait, who?
Demon, the person who's in chat.
Oh. Right,
that you can't see because you're not in chat.
Yeah. I'm the ox. I don't remember who the ox is in Fruits Basket. I do remember who the ox is in Juni Tyson because he was one of the only good characters.
The ox in Fruits Basket is I remember, yeah.
Yeah, he's the black and white haired kid.
Him, yeah.
He is my wife's favorite character in the series.
I just looked up the zodiac sign for the year I was born. I'm the rabbit.
Yeah. We were born in the same year.
I don't know why, but I still think I have like you're older than I am.
What we're now I don't see what.
All right. So this was going to be an interesting series going forward because, yeah.
Yeah. How many episodes is this getting for season 1?
What for?
Aruba.
For Fruit Bat? Let me check. Fruits Basket 2019. It will be.
Dun, 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 vamping while Justin looks up the thing.
God. Just don't mind me. I'm wikiing shit because.
It is going to be. Huh.
Come on.
They don't have a one for the 2019 one yet.
Animation. Nope. They actually I don't know if it's actually going to be 1 or 2 cores. If it's so, here's the thing: if they're really saying season, then if they say it's a 2-core season, it would be 24 to 26 episodes for season 1, and then season 2 would be another 24 to 26 episodes. But since that information is not anywhere online right now, I can't tell.
So we get question mark episodes.
Question mark. Just like, oh man, I stopped myself. Good. I almost brought up the thing.
All right, before Justin.
You have to,
Oh,
you have to PM me which thing you almost brought up.
Okay, I will.
Anyway, before Justin breaks from not spoiling the series for our viewers.
Moving swiftly on to Netflix's Ultraman, which, if this were an Ultra series, oh wait, it is.
It is.
Yeah. This is an interesting ride so far.
So okay. I want to put thoughts into it really quick because I know Josh, you are way more in tune with this. So I watched. No, I didn't watch. I'm very obviously aware of the original series, right? But I've read a pretty decent amount of the manga that this series is based off of because I liked the other work that this guy did. He did Line Barrels of Iron, which is a mecha series that I kind of liked, and his art style is obviously like super crisp. That does not translate at all into the CGI anime, unless you're talking about the suits, because the suits look great.
The suits look fantastic. The environments look okay. The people
are bad, and the animation is too floaty. Everything looks like it's disconnected from the environment. Bar none. There's no actual weight to anything that's happening. I mean that makes sense for the big bad because he is consistently floaty. That's how he does. But you know what? It did? It had a intriguing first episode, and it had payoff in fan service in fulls for the second episode. And I think that's going to be the thing that gives me the, hey, I'll push to maybe watch 4 or 5 more episodes of this before I give it the kick or not. Because I have a feeling it's probably going to fall off really fucking hard at like episode 4 or 5. That makes me sad.
Well, they're going to drop the combat to just go with like the political part.
No, I mean it's combat all the way through. I'm hearing people talk about the manga and they're saying that it's a pretty good adaptation of the series. There's a lot of intrigue in the background. There's a bunch of stuff with the SSSP that happens. It's exciting, and apparently it's following pretty close. But I'm saying that this format of 3D CG, we are going to get so much stock footage. It's going to be disgusting. There's never going to be a variation on the transformation sequence, but that first transformation sequence that he got when he actually went into the armor, that was perfect homage. That was so good. That was perfect. And his first specium beam, very good. Just connection. Yes, very good, fantastic. And I watched a little bit ahead into episode 3. They talk about the hyperblade, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be good stuff. I'm enjoying this, but I just have those fears about: is it actually going to be good?
So
I hope it's going to be good.
So real quick, you guys have a background in this. I don't. I have never seen Ultraman.
And
it's kind of interesting because I kind of understand, like, oh, the old man was Ultraman but doesn't remember any of it because they explain it right in the beginning. and then we find out that his kid might not just be a normal kid.
Definitely is not just a normal kid.
Yeah, falls off a 4-story railing in a museum and gets
Totally okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's good in the hood, baby.
You know, little boys, they're made of rubber, right?
Says me who had butted a broken tile and had to get a bunch of stitches, or you falling out of a house. And yeah, we aren't made out of rubber. We're actually quite brittle.
And so apparently you can transfer that power.
It's not transferring.
It's genetics.
It's
genetic.
It's gene transferring or
DNA
gene
altering,
imprints.
kind of.
Yeah, it's more like it's like a gene imprint from a symbiotic entity, of which Ultraman obviously was.
Yeah, so Ultraman altered Dad's DNA by having synced up with him. When Ultraman left, those changes remained in place. Dad then reproduced, and those changes were passed on to his son.
And I mean, it all makes sense in the story of the anime. And my wife was like, "How did he get his powers again?" It's like, shit, I actually do need to go back and reference a lot of things about this old series that she has never heard about in her entire life.
So
And context.
one thing when I was watching this, the art. I've got one thing about the art before we move forward to the story. It reminded me of a Telltale game, of the Walking Dead, where they kind of try and do the comic book style in 3D.
It's very similar to the Dragon Prince too.
Yeah.
Except the Dragon Prince goes a little bit more to the 2D side of the scale than Ultraman does.
And Dragon Prince is just way better, way better animated. Oh boy.
It's very clear where they were focusing their budget.
Making fancy looking fucking suits.
I mean, it's a badass suit.
It
and
is.
then the original Ultraman kicking ass, he must at least be in his 60s by now, 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that silver fox look going on. And man, does that silver fox still know how to hunt.
I mean, it is a direct sequel to the series, and it was actually given the blessing by the original creators. Well, at least people that were involved in the original Ultraman. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm happy with all the name drops from the original series. It's good. I like it a lot, but I don't know if this is gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna feel it forever. Because
the bar of expectation is kind of low on this one, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, I'm already pretty heavily against 3D CG animes in the first place, unless you're Knights of Sidonia was pretty good.
To be fair, this is bad, but it's not Zombieland Saga bad.
At least Zombieland Saga had a lot of other really good moments in animation.
Hey, Justin, do you know if they're ever going to release a season 2 of Knights of Sidonia?
I thought there already was it.
No, there's not a second season of Knights of Sidonia.
There is a second season of Knights of Sidonia.
There's only one season of Knights of Sidonia.
No, there's 2, my dude.
Josh just picked up what I put down.
Oh.
I get the same feeling when people keep telling me there's some kind of Metroid game called Other M.
Oh. Well, wait, was Knights of Sidonia Season 2 really that bad?
It took all the great things from 1 and turned it into a harem anime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that happens in the manga, so it's not the anime's fault, at least. But there is a Season 3 of that coming, so that'll be a thing. Whatever. I like Tsutomu Nihei's work total. I mean, the fact that it was a harem anime, quote unquote, it subverted a whole lot of shit, so I still enjoyed it. Even it being a very weirdly drawn series in CG and in manga. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
I
a
kind of
weird
don't
series
like
total.
the route that's happening. The trend with the like, it's like really super like CGI'd and like, oh, but on the characters we're gonna try and do this like in between hand drawn and CGI, and it just doesn't look right.
I mean, I guess that's just how it's gonna be for a little bit until CG animation gets less expensive to do. I mean, that's the reason why CG animation generally happens, is to cut costs from traditional animation, because traditional animation, A, takes longer, and B, is less expensive. I mean, is more expensive. But CG animation, when you create a character model, you just move them within the realm of the background that you've generated, etc., etc., etc. But either way,
etc., etc.
yeah, I like the fact that they brought back in a Zeton and Alien, and there is a lot of politics in the background. I know people, whenever like socio-political stuff comes up in anime, always talk about, it's like, oh, they're talking about socio-political stuff now. I don't care anymore. Give me that shit. I actually love it. I am totally okay with how it goes. Fucking Attack on Titan was a huge deal when they got into the heavy socio-political parts, and I'm like, yeah, I love all of this. Let me read more of this. This is cool stuff. And then everybody I knew that was actually reading the manga and quote unquote enjoying it were like, no, we all just dropped off because they got into political stuff. And like, give me intrigue. That's part of anime too. It's not all just blood, guts, and killing people. Come on.
Wait, it's not?
We just talked about Fruits Basket, which is very much not.
Hi.
Speaking of blood, guts, and stuff,
Oh, yeah. I mean, One Punch Man. You guys should talk about this. I actually need to go feed my daughter. So it's late.
yay,
And
baby time.
yeah, baby time. But it was a pleasure being on the show again tonight. Congratulations again to CJ and his lovely wife, Rachel, for
Right?
the birth of their new son. So, love you all. It was good to talk to you all. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night.
You as well, sir.
Bye.
Enjoy baby time.
Bye, Justin.
Good night.
Oh boy.
And the stream's broken.
Carrie's been split in twain.
No. So yeah, One Punch Man on Hulu exclusively for some godforsaken reason.
Hulu and European Crunchyroll. Still don't know how that works.
Wait, European Crunchyroll?
Yeah. Yeah. European Crunchyroll. Fucking British. I mean.
There's a
So,
reason why we left. This was one of the reasons why we left.
Because they get One Punch Man and we don't?
Yes.
it's the tea all over again.
So yeah, so Saitama and Genos are finally back. And as per usual, they're going grocery shopping.
Hey man, it's sale day.
Yeah. And we get to meet one of the #1 heroes.
Which, by the way, I know that this wasn't intentional because this is adaptation of stuff that's existed for years now. But I think it's hilarious that the cowardly fake #1 hero by accident looks like a dark and gritty reboot of All Might.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably because they were going off of the same aesthetic. That same kind of ideal of the tall, blonde, muscle man.
The Adonis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is like the luckiest and unluckiest person in the world.
Yep. That is his real superpower, is he's got a fuck ton of luck, but it's both kinds of luck.
So King will just show up and things happens around him, and he'll like something will happen. Someone takes care of the monster, but he gets all the credit for it.
Yep, it's probably Saitama every single time. We've seen it confirmed a couple of times, but I'm willing to bet that it is Saitama every single time.
Well, if you look, when he's flashing back to all the problems he's had, the things he's had problems with is the tentacle monster we saw him saved from by Saitama before he lost his hair. He flashes back to a silhouette of the purple Namekian from the first episode of season 1. And we see him flash back to the giant.
Oh yeah, from episode 1, the brother of the scientist, right?
The totally not a Titan monster.
Yeah, that one.
So legit, pretty much every time Saitama has killed a monster, this guy has been in the background and gets the credit for it.
Which makes sense, because if it were any other hero fighting these things in King's Place, they would demand credit.
Yeah, and the thing is that he says, like, things just started happening around me, and then they sent me a hero rank S hero's license. It's like he didn't need to.
I don't remember ordering this.
Yeah, right. It's like, you're an S-class hero now. You will be called on at this time. These are your benefits. Please don't become a supervillain.
Yeah, supervillains. We saw a lot of those. Because the government, in its brilliance, decided, hey, you know what? We've been having a lot of problems lately. Let's try getting the bad guys to fight for us. Clearly, that's not going to go wrong at all.
Right?
At all.
Not in the least.
At all. Hey, this prophecy thing sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I do love that Sonic was there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone loves a good chili cheese dog.
I'm surprised Sonic can even walk after the stuff that happened to him in season 1.
That's his real superpower.
Ninja healing.
Yes.
Even his healing is fast. That actually makes sense. Anyway, yeah, turns out King's hair isn't the only thing that's yellow.
Yeah.
He's a that.
Complete coward.
He just wants to play his Arrow light novels.
Doki Doki Sisters.
Yeah. Oh, no. I got this by mistake.
Throw it dramatically on the ground.
This is my kind of game. Giant robot with drill arms. Yes, please.
Which, by the way, your window is open. I came over to play with you.
This is the 22nd floor. Saitama don't care. Yeah, I love the I'm totally not judging you, but I'm totally judging you from Saitama.
Right.
Yeah, where he's just like, oh, so you're not really a hero.
You've got two options. You can, well, three options technically. You can fess up or keep lying. I don't care which. Or you can actually become strong. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Like, is he going to adopt the Saitama brand workout and also become ridiculously powerful, or is he going to throw in the towel? Because yeah, for better or for worse, people look up to this guy. He did defuse a situation just by reputation alone.
Yeah, and Saitama even points that out. You're their hero whether you like it or not.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play a charisma character.
I do love that we got to see the punch. See, quote unquote, as in 1 second there was a bird monster there, the next second there were feathers.
Yeah. It's not as much action was in the first season, in the first episode of the first season, but it's just, how do you say? They're trying to set everything back up for the next season.
Yeah, there's
They're
different things.
ramping up the intrigue.
Yeah, there's different things that need to be set up for this season, and we did get to see an awesome Genos fight, which was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Love me some Genos. We get to see a little bit of plot foreshadowing with Genos.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you forgot the reason you became a cyborg to fight for justice in the first place. Hey, with your face half melted off, you kind of look like the Terminator.
Yeah, a little bit. And hey, he getting some upgrades.
This is the downside of obsession.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be like one screw left of being a full cyborg. Well, at that point, he wouldn't be called a cyborg. He'd be a robot, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna go all the way. And if he does, I don't think he's gonna stay that way. Like I am not a filthy manga reader when it comes to One Punch Man. I do not know what happens, so this is my honest guess. I don't think Genos is going to go past the point of no return.
Yeah, because he's a very loose interpretation of a cyborg, because I'm relatively sure the only human bits that are left of him are like his nervous system. Because we've seen most of his face blasted away. You know, his arms and his torso were clearly all mechanical. I'm pretty sure he's a brain in a robot body at this point. But still technically a cyborg, because he's still technically partially a human being.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if there's any kind of payoff about this. We get a brief little interlude with the older sister of Sassy Smallchild.
Yes. I forget her name, but Tatsumaki's older sister showed up.
The translation is like Hellish Blizzard or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, older sister who is also a powerful psychic who manipulates weather, apparently. I don't know. Those two are weird. But yeah, everybody's after Saitama. So we'll see how he handles this one. Do have to point out, this is a different animation studio, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good so far.
It looks okay, but it's definitely not quite the same quality.
Yeah.
And we'll see how well that holds up over time, like whether it gets better or whether the differences become more obvious, because we didn't get a huge amount of fight scenes in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the first season was Bones, right?
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and they've been doing My Hero and Mob Psycho, so they've been a little busy.
I wonder if. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the style change is. It's there because every studio house has their own style, and from what you've told me is that the manga's already there, and if this season starts, it feels a little slow.
Well, and you're gonna get that too, because in manga where there's no breaks, you get those ups and downs, right? Like
Yeah.
we just had that big climactic confrontation with the alien guy, and now we're going back down into the breather, setting up for the next arc, building a little bit of intrigue, and then it's going to go back up and ramp back into what we're used to.
Also, slight correction, season 1 was Madhouse, not Bones.
Okay. I thought it was Bones for some reason, probably because of Mob Psycho and them being the same manga artist.
Yeah, but yeah, Studio Madhouse is a legend in the anime world.
Shows how much I pay attention.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like we said, we've only got one episode of One Punch Man, so hopefully next time we should have two, right? Because I think it comes out on Tuesday.
Yeah, so we should hopefully have a couple more to talk about, have some more stuff to do. But that's pretty it so far. I think we've got a pretty promising season ahead of us. Got a nice variety of stuff to cover. Sad that Hinamaru Sumo is over.
Yeah, ended on a good note though.
Yeah, it did.
It ended with what, 2 seasons?
The anime season 1 is over. Season 2, last I looked, had not been confirmed yet, but the manga is still ongoing.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it may get a second season, it may not, but the note that it ended on is a good ending spot. It's just that if you want to know what happens next, you totally can.
All right. I think that's about it that we've got for this evening, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, we have done what we have come to do, and that is educate you, our dear viewers, on the couple of things that we're watching this season. Because there's a lot of stuff out there, and that's probably one of the nicer things about anime is it covers so many broad topics that if none of this stuff is for you, there's plenty of other things out there for you to discover.
Indeed.
Watch what makes you happy.
The only thing is that I wish we had more of a little bit of a break between seasons.
Little bit, but then what will we talk about every other Monday?
True, that is true. But like every season, there's a new anime starting.
Hey man, the industry's got to keep itself afloat somehow.
That's true, and
These waifu pillows aren't gonna make themselves.
but yeah, like last season. I mean, I wasn't on the show last time, but out of all those, the only one that I wish for a second season would probably be Slime.
That's gonna happen.
It's already confirmed.
Oh, they already confirmed it? Good.
Yep.
That anime made bank.
An isekai.
I mean, we're getting more ReZero.
I mean,
Anyways.
look at all the isekai that are coming out. Like that is the hot genre in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's understandably a popular concept because in all of our lives, at some point in time, I'm sure we have thought, what would happen if I was in X universe? You know, what? Look how many quizzes there are. What's your Hogwarts house? What would your mutant power be? What would your quirk be? Like that what if train of thought is fascinating, and these genre should let us live out those fantasies to some extent, but don't always do a great job because they get
Little sidetracked or fancy.
funky. Yeah, a little fan servicey. Looking at you, how not to summon a demon lord.
And then you have the opposite end of the spectrum with the vending machine one.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So, peek behind the curtain but a little over a month back now. We were at our local hole-in-the-wall lovable anime store, and I happened to see this light novel adaptation book. An isekai. I've been reincarnated as a vending machine, and now I wander the dungeon. I don't even know how to process this information. The fact that this is a concept that exists is absolutely preposterous, but someone made it. Someone thought it was a story that needed to be told. So here we are. And here we are at the end of the show.
And if that manga ever gets an adaptation, we're watching the first episode of it.
Yeah, I don't think we can avoid that because the sheer level of preposterousness. Preposterity?
Posterior, what?
Doesn't work. Anyways, yeah, it would be something to see. like anime version of The Room, basically. So, if you would like to email us, you can do so at show@geek-io.net. Just, let us know what show you're emailing us about in the subject line. If you want to find us on the social medias, you can do so at whatever social media /GeekIO show. If you should like to give us a phone call on the Geek hotline, you can do so at 727-489-4335. That's 727-489-GEEK. And remember that you can support this stream and the other streams that we do and all of the other random bullshit that we can get our happy little asses up to by going over to patreon.com/geekio. Remember that $1 a month gets you a ad-free content. Because ads are important, but sometimes you just want to skip them. Having cable has reinvigorated that thought in my mind. And for myself, for Justin, who is off feeding his beautiful baby girl, for CJ and Rachel, who are off spending time with their beautiful baby boy, for our beautiful baby boy Raul in his new home, his new crib here in Florida, and for myself, and for the ever beautiful Carrie, be excellent to one another, folks. It's a rough world out there. We lost the Notre Dame Cathedral today. It's salvageable, but things burning to the ground, never good. Yeah, rough world out there. Love each other. Don't hate. Be excellent to one another. And we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Oyasumi nasai.
Bye-bye.
You have been listening to a Geek.io Media Network, LLC production. Would you like to convert that to pounds? Copyright 2019.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.